Welcome back to the Cartoon History Channel, and this is Facts Friday 125, and this is the origin of Donald's nephews, Donald Duck's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They were originated as characters back in the golden age of animation, theatrical days from 1939 to 1961. And hilarity ensued in the golden age of animation days until the 60s when TV was hitting a big boom with TV animation and theater animation was on its way out. They sat dormant for a while until this creator that was an original had this original idea called DuckTales that expanded the Duck universe and created Scrooge McDuck. And Huey, Dewey, and Louie expanded into this DuckTales universe with Scrooge McDuck, living with their great uncle. And Donald goes back into service and leaves the boys with their great rich uncle, Scrooge McDuck. After that show ended, it got another spinoff close to 30 years later in 2017. Well, right at 30 years later, 2017. Also called DuckTales, and it was a modern telling with different voice actors. And expanded the story and made it more adventurous and more story, but still focusing on him trying to be the richest person in the world, just like the original DuckTales show. The DuckTales universe originally, that wasn't in the reboot, had this character Magical Dispel and the Beagle Boys that were part of the comic and part of the expanded lore of the Duck universe, of the Disney universe. In the original theatrical shorts versus the the TV adaptations, they were focused on golden age of animation comedy. The little boys in the family trying to outwit their older, wiser, tempered-based uncle. Another retooling of the show in the 90s was a show called Quack Pack. And this show, they are between tweens and teens, have three different distinctive personalities, and live with Donald instead of Scrooge McDuck, and try their best to drive him crazy. Another continuation of the Huey and Dewey and Louie timeline with Donald Duck was Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas in the 2000s. This reverts them back to their younger years. One was in 2D animation, one was in 3D animation. But also in these versions of the story, they're with Donald instead of Scrooge. It also expands the family with this aunt that they have that they don't like. Russi Taylor was the voice of Huey, Dewey, and Louie and Webby Duck in the original show. Alan Young was the original voice of Scrooge McDuck. And Tony Insimo was the voice of Donald Duck in season 1 of the original DuckTales. Their new voices in the recent reboot were Danny Pudi, Bobby Moynihan, and Ben Schwartz, and Kate Micucci. And David Tennant was the voice of Scrooge McDuck. And Tony, the voice mentioned previously earlier in this video, reprised his role as Donald Duck in the 2017 reboot. Paige Brewster played their mom, Della Duck. Pamela Alden, E.G. Daly, and Jeannie Ellis were the voices of Huey, Dewey, and Louie and the Quack Pack. Tony, from the previous shows, reprised his role for the Quack Pack show as Donald Duck. This show lasted from September to November of '96 for one season and 39 episodes. Donald's Nephews also reunited a few years later in the early 2000s under the House of Mouse Club group. The Quack Street Boys or Kid Duck. It was the three of them, and they went on their local pop culture parody names in every episode. They changed the name, but Russi Taylor voiced the three roles again, and this was the last time she ever voiced the characters until she passed away in the 2010s. Join me next time for the next Facts Friday episode, Facts Friday 126, and tell me in the comments what you want for the next episode, and make sure to vote on the best comment and the best idea, because I want to do what you want, and I'm leaving it up to you like I do in every video. Also, if you like this video and you like this channel, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and tell me what you like, and give me suggestions, and hit the notification bell so you always know about my uploads every Friday and Saturday at 3 p.m.